Why do you have the same ghost women in your videos? Every single one.
What's up, man? Guards, I see you, brother. How you been, man? Can you hear me all right? 5x5. That's right. Hey, brother, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, no, we're good, bro. We're moving. We're moving. We are moving as we speak. Um, Man, didn't realize how much shit we have, bro. God damn, man. But anyways, yeah, man, we're moving, bro. Thank God, man. We out of here, bro. So excited about it. You know, I'm not gonna go into detail on here. It's nobody's business, man. But it's a beautiful spot. Uh, Way less, way less money. A lot more to offer. And it's just time, man. It's been time. We should have done this a long time ago. Um, so yeah, we're both excited, and the fur babies are excited.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they're like, what the fuck is going on, man? Like, what the hell are you guys doing, man? What's going on? And they're all looking all worried and stressed, but they're good. They'll be happy. But yeah, man, that's what we've been doing, brother. Just moving. Hey, Chicago, thank you, man. Chicago West, thank you for that. I appreciate that. And I want to say a couple things while I'm on here, man. And this is just real from the heart, and just um, I've been kind of watching Excuse Me on the Tier. It's a new channel that's came about, and it's ran by a guy named James. And James is good people. I've heard of him, and we know a lot of the same people. And he's brought the likes of Iron Mike Thompson up there, and Casper and stuff, and other people. And there's a lot of controversy in the comments, man. Because these men have dropped out, they've hung up their flags. Some of these guys have put people behind bars. I personally don't agree with that. I don't think because you fuck up or you join a gang, you should put somebody behind bars or get them more time. I don't agree with that part. But to each their own. I'm not going to sit here and judge anybody. I'm not perfect. But something that, I saw a comment that somebody said, I did 4 years back in 1980 something. And, this really hits home that, people are leaving their gangs and going PC and this and that. And I comment and I'm like, you talking about doing 4 years compared to people doing 30 to 40 years. There's a big difference in 4 years to 30 to 40 years being incarcerated. You're talking about men that ain't ever going to get out unless they drop their flag, unless they leave their organization, period. There's specific things that board want to see for lifers to get out. And I think it's funny that you have people that have, one, never done time, or two, only did a little bit of time. And they have the audacity to judge somebody that has been in there for 30 or 40 years that's trying to come home from a life sentence. Somebody that went in when they were 18, were young, naive, you know, totally bought into all the politics and the bullshit, the cause, if you would. And then all throughout the years, they realized the hypocrisy and so forth. And now they want to go home. Like I just it's funny to me when I see people judge individuals that are in a completely different situation that they've ever been in and probably will never be in. And it's just like until you sat in those shoes and those concrete and steel cells and done time and really done time. I'm not talking about just a couple years. I'm talking about time. Um, I don't think you have a right to judge anything. You can do what you want, but it makes you look ignorant. And so I mean I'm looking forward to seeing where James takes his channel, because he's giving a new twist to it, and that's just authenticity and honesty and the reality of what it's like and what it's become. You know, the California system is much different than it was in the 80s, in the 90s, when I went in the 90s. You know, it's way different. Everything has changed. Everything's changed since I came home in 2010. But the only thing that hasn't changed is you have men in there that have been in there for 20, 30, 40 years. Some of them under the third strike law. They didn't take a life. They didn't do any horrid crimes. They're in there behind the three strikes law. So there's a lot of shit in there that, you know, I don't know. That's just my take on it, man. I agree, Chicago. I agree. People can talk a good game and talk good until they're put in that situation, man. You know, and, you know, it's a whole different situation when you're sitting, you know, in that cell and you're looking at all those years and, you know, and there's an opportunity for you to get out if you just hang up your hat, you know. And I'm not saying go to court and testify and put somebody behind bars or give somebody a loan. I'm talking about just hang up your hat. And it goes a long way with the board, and it helps these guys get out, man. And I can't blame a man for wanting to come home after all those years, man. You gotta, I mean, just think about if you watch this on replay or whatever, think about if whatever age you were at right now, think about where your mind was mentally when you were 15, 16, 17, 18 years old, even 20, 21, 22, 23, compared to where your mind sits now and the way you think now. And now think about being in prison for all those years, and now you've grown up, you've changed, you've matured, you realize the errors of your way, but you're still stuck. You're still stuck. You still got a life sentence. But there's a possibility to get out if you make these changes. I can't blame a man for making change. I'm sorry. Hey, I just watched something on that Lil Jazz, and that is a good question. You know, I was watching, it's becoming more common, I guess, now for churches to ask their congregation members for their tax information. That is crazy work. If I was going to a church and they came and asked me for my tax information, I'd tell them to politely go get fucked. That's insane work, man. But it's happening. It really is. It's happening. I've been watching some specials on it, and these churches are literally asking their congregation members for their W-2s and shit to make sure they're tithing 10% of their money. So that's a good one, man. That's a good question. I can't call it, man. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, Hillbilly, but I think listen, when I'm driving a Honda Civic, right, and the pastor of the church is driving a fucking Porsche or a Lambo, there's a problem. There is a fucking problem. I'm just saying, bro. And I've seen it. We've all seen it, man. If I'm driving a Honda Civic and I'm tithing 10% every month or whatever of my money to the church, and the damn pastor's driving a Lamborghini, like seriously, there's obviously some type of spending issue there. Just say it. No, I know, hillbilly. I know what you're saying, bro. I could see that, Chicago. I could see that. But yeah, there's definitely some crooked ass people out there trying to make some money off of Christians and unapologetic American, man. What's good, man? Good morning, man. Good to see you, bro. I hope you're doing well. And we just moving, bro. We moving, man. We out of here this weekend. It's a wrap.
This weekend.
Yeah, this weekend, man. Well, we don't have to be out this weekend, but we are gonna be out this weekend. We might have a few things to come back for and stuff throughout the week, but yeah. Yes, Snowplow, I am off today to finish this move.
I am not.
Leslie is not. Leslie will be home later this afternoon, but I hired somebody to come this morning to give me a hand, so we can get this done. I got the truck loaded. We got one load, and I gotta go and drop that off, and then meet the dude that's helping me there, and then come back and get the heavy stuff, the dressers. We got a couple dressers and stuff like that. But yeah. I'm excited, man. We have been sitting in this house, holding on to this house for I don't know how long now. We should have moved a long time ago, man. I'm not going to talk about all that on here, Unapologetic American. Yeah. People might be real surprised where we moved. Let's just say that. But yeah, I'm not going to talk about it on here, bro. It's nobody's business. Hey, Chicago, hey, I hope you have a great morning, great day, and thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. Yeah, bro, my business is gonna stay off of here, brother. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know how much YouTube I'm gonna be doing, bro. There's a lot of stuff. No, we're not moving to Oregon, bro. Close to Oregon. Close to Oregon, but not Oregon. But yeah, no, I don't even know how much I'm gonna be on here, man. To be honest with you, I just really felt a calling to come on here and say hi to everybody, and to those that give a shit, let you all know we're doing great, everything's fine. We've just been working and moving, getting ready to get out of here. So, this change is gonna be a blessing for us, and this year, these past years, but especially this last year has been really difficult for us. And, it's just, a year ago, Mother's Day, Anthony was taken from us. And Memorial Day weekend was when I laid him to rest last year. So there's been a lot on my mind regarding that, and just, a heavy heart. And just thinking of him, and trying to get this move done, man. I'm not saying, bro. I'm not saying, man. I'm not saying, bro. I'll reach out to you. Bro. But yeah, I just it's nobody's business on here, man. Yeah, and I've done a lot of just a lot of really deep soul searching, man, as far as let me explain something to you. Let me dump this first so I can roll this blunt. Look at Emmy. Sounds like somebody's trying to kill her.
Yeah.
Stop crying. Why are you crying?
So, you know, going to prison, you know, I growing up, I left school in 7th grade, like, you know what I mean? And I went to a couple like continuation schools and stuff like that after that, but um, never really, I don't know. I never really had a lot of friends. I had some childhood friends and stuff that I grew up with that you know that were around and stuff like that. But I don't know. And then I went to prison and you know juvenile hall and all that, and then prison and then when I came home, I didn't hang out with nobody. Since I came home in 2010, no bars, no clubs, nothing. I didn't socialize. I worked and I came home. That's what I did. Because I knew if I got out and I got involved with shit, it was gonna go south and it was just gonna end up bad. You know, so it was better for me just to do my thing and do what was right. And I never really tried to make friends. I really didn't. It wasn't like a priority for me. It wasn't something that. So when I got on YouTube in 2019, you know, you start building friendships. And I've come to realize that you just, you know, I've learned a lot about friendship. Let's just say that through all this. And yeah, a lot about friendship. And you know, I've played my part and done my wrongs and things. And you know, I'll be the first to admit that nobody's perfect. But I've learned a lot about friendship. And what is friendship, what isn't friendship, what's brotherhood, what's not brotherhood, you know, and I don't know. It's just, this isn't a place where you want to just, you know, find friends and really, you know, it's funny because there's a lot of people that I would reach out to like on a regular basis and touch base with and tap in, make sure they're all right. And you know, it's funny when you stop doing that, you don't hear from anybody. You know, so it's things like that make you go, okay, all right, cool, don't trip. Um, and I've come to realize that you got to cut things out of your life for your own peace and your own well-being. And even if that means people, that's what you got to do. You know, Grinder, huh? Grinder. Wow. What is Grinder? What what is Grinder? Isn't that like a dating app or something? Oh man, hey, you know, and that's a funny thing too, guards. I see nothing has changed, bro. Nothing has changed. I kind of like touched base on a couple things yesterday when I was sitting here watching, and nothing's changed, bro. Nothing has changed, bro. Nothing's changed. It's like I never left YouTube, bro. Like the same fucking people, the same fucking bullshit, the same fucking drama. I mean, get a life already, man. And I'm sure old boy right here is one of them little creeps that run around in that crowd over there. But I'm just saying, like, get a life, man. Like, get a fucking life already, man. How many years have you motherfuckers been on this internet talking about the same trash over and over and over again? And the fact that certain people just still entertain it is mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. And some people will say, well, we do it because we're trying to save the children. Stop that bullshit, man. Stop it, man. Stop it. Because I've seen the same people that say that excuse do nasty shit towards children. And say nasty shit towards children. So save it all, man. Like, But nothing's changed. Nothing has changed. And that solidifies me doing what I'm doing, man. Straight up. That solidifies it. You know? Nobody wants to sit on the internet for fucking years and years and fucking argue about the same shit. And if that's what you want to do, man, more power to you, man. But it ain't my gig. Hey, man, I'm not tripping. That's why you're not blocked, bro. You're not blocked. I didn't block you. I'm not tripping. But yeah, no, that was funny. But I'm not even speaking about you. I'm just speaking in general, man. It's crazy to just see the same old shit, man, after all these years, man. And the same people, man. The same people, man. And it's like, dude, man, like, don't you got something better to do with your time, man? Seriously. Don't you got something better to do with your time? I agree, bro. Kids should not be on the internet in the first place. They should not be a topic of conversation. You know, they should not be something that somebody uses as a weapon. Because see, this is what happens, man. People know that most men are secure in themselves, right? So like old boy right now, the real Don Juan, just, you know, clowning around. I'm secure in my manhood. I know that I'm not on fucking Grinder, right? So like I'm not tripping on it. Like I'm not gonna snap and crash out on dude right now because it's not true, right? But it's like you see all these people on here, man, that are just constantly crashing out over somebody saying the stupidest of shit. Most men aren't going to even care when somebody says something about them like that. Like it's going to roll off their shoulders. But when you start bringing somebody's children into it, when you start bringing somebody's wife into it, when you start bringing somebody's family into it, that's when things change. That's when things begin to bother somebody, right? And that's why they do it. That's why people do that shit. That's why they go there, because that's the only way they know they can hurt you. They won't pull up. They won't pull up, right? We've seen this for many years now, like, right? We've seen so many people sit on here and talk about doing so many things, and you know, look, the times that it has happened. Look what happened. You know, we got two dudes that got their life ended. You know what I mean? And a woman. You got Savage Studios and then that couple that got wasted in Vegas, right? And then you got with Dub, right? That happened. I mean, you know, you got Allen and fucking dude that fucking fought for 30 seconds. I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's a joke as far as that's concerned. So what do? They go after your kids. They go after your family. And that's how they try to hurt you. You know what I mean? And it's disgusting. And it's not just in this genre. It's in every genre. It's in YouTube in general. And what's crazy is when we started this in 2019, none of that shit was happening, man. None of it. When I started this shit in 2019, none of that kind of shit happened. Motherfuckers would clown around and shit, right? But that was it, man. Motherfuckers were on panels, handling, just chilling, kicking back, drinking, smoking with each other, relaxing, clowning around, laughing. Open panels. Anybody coming up. Just chilling. No drama, no bullshit. People telling their truths, their stories. And somewhere along the line, I don't know what happened, but shit changed, man. I went into politics and came back into this genre, and it's just completely diabolical. But that's how they do it. That's how they operate, man. They know that they can say whatever they want about you, and most men are not going to react to it. You can say I have a small dick. You can say whatever. I don't care, right? You can say I'm a punk. You can say I'm a bitch. You can say I'm a rat. You can say whatever you want. I don't really give a fuck what you say about me, right? It don't matter. But when you start talking about somebody's kids, when you start talking about their wives, their family, that's when you start to bug somebody. That's when you get under somebody's skin. And that's what they know that. So that's what they do. That's the games they play. So you gotta just know that. You gotta know that and move past it. Like fuck it. Like Leslie knows. It used to bother her at first, but now she knows that's why they do it, because they know that's the only way they can get to me. That's the only way they can affect the motherfuckers, to talk about their family, to bring family into it. And it's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's comical. It's like, get a life, man. Local, what's happening, man? Good to see you, man. I hope you're well, man. You know, life is too short, man. And it's getting way too crazy, man. I'm just being real. For all the hatred and everything, man. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to say this right now. On my part of anything, I apologize for anything that I've done. I'll say that right now. Anything, to everybody. I apologize for my parts in anything. Life is getting crazy. Crazier by the day. You know, I've never heard more talk about end times in my life than I have in the last year. You know, this world is insane. We have been lied to about so many things from the people that we're supposed to trust. We're finding out all this shit, man, that they're doing to the food and to this and to that. And life is way too short, man, to be sitting here hateful, man. It really is. It really is, man. And we can accomplish so much more by not doing so. Straight up. So much more by not doing so. You know, by channeling that hate and that anger and using it for positive, you can accomplish so much more, man. Sorry, I'm rolling a blunt. But yeah, man. I've just been doing me, man. Honestly, I haven't really been talking to anybody but, you know, Cheek and Dusty and Hillbilly and a few others, man, that I talk to off of here. I've unsubscribed from so many different channels. I don't watch anybody anymore, really, except educational shit, documentary shit. Like, yesterday was the first day I went and kind of like looked at people's community posts just for shits and giggles. And it just blew me away, man. Same old shit, man. Doesn't change. Which is cool. Do your own, man. But damn. Getting tired yet? You know? I don't know. It's just my opinion, man. That shit's been going on for so long. Crazy. But what you all been up to, man? Hey, guards, it's better to be raw and from the heart, brother. I'd rather be raw and from the heart than fucking fake and a fraud, man. You know? Jordan, what's good, man? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you always, man. Good to see you, brother. I'm just waking up, man, getting my smoke on, getting ready to get the last of this move done, man, and be done with this shit, man. And then it's time to hit the road, Jack. Hit the road, Jack. This right here, it was lion something. What was the strain? It's an indica. It was lion something. Lion something. L-I, like a lion. Lion something. White lion. I don't know. I'd have to look at it. I took it out of the container and put it in my jar. And I put some keef on it, some hybrid keef. Some hybrid keef on that bitch. Yep. Might do a dab afterwards. I don't know. And you know, they always like on like the dabs and stuff, they abbreviate the shit. So I never can like, and I'm blind as a bat, so I never can see it. But I got a bunch of live rosins and shit over here that I dab on. But yeah. Yeah, it was lying something, man. It was lying something. I can't remember. Yeah, guards, you know, I've been thinking about deleting the channels too, man. You know, and I don't think I'm gonna delete them. I think I'm gonna leave them up. I'm probably gonna unprivate all my videos, all my lives from the past, and just let everything be out there, bro. And just leave it up. You know what I mean? I have talked to somebody else about maybe doing like a joint channel. That there's a possibility that might happen, which would be really cool. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. You know, like. There's a part of me that wants to because I know that there's some positive things that people need to hear, and I know there's people getting out a lot more now, especially a lot of lifers are getting out, and they need that. They need that. They need to know what to expect in this life out here. You know, after you've been down for so many years and you get out, things have changed, man. Things have changed, and you need to have a peer group that has already gone through that and those transitions and been through the transitioning of getting out and going through all the anger and the anxiety and the post-traumatic stress disorder and everything else to be able to try and help those men stand up and make it, you know? So there's definitely a need for it, and there's definitely a calling for it if we want to see people get out and do good, right? So there's a part of me that wants to hold on to that and continue to do something for that reason. As far as like everything else goes, man, I'm disgusted with all of it. And like I said, I apologize for anything that I've ever done or my part in any of it. I'm not perfect by any means. And just like anybody else, there's been times where I've let this shit get to me. You know, and I'm not going to sit here and make excuses. There's no need for it. You know, will other people apologize for their wrongs? That's their business, man, not mine. I'm apologizing because I feel like it's the right thing to do from my heart. You know, other people have to come to terms with themselves and things they've done in their own time. You know, we all do. But, you know, this is a sick environment on here, man. It really is. But it's not just the internet. The world is sick. You know, the whole world is sick right now. It's disgusting, man, what we see happening, you know. And if you're not ready, then you better get ready, man. Stay ready. Straight up. Stay ready. Because we're living in a time where you got people that are just losing their minds. Like, there's literally people that are just mentally gone. And I don't know what's going on in the world. I don't know what's causing it. I don't know what's making all these people snap and lose their shit, but they are. And it's happening all day long, every day, in every city, in every state, throughout the country, and in the world. So, you know, I can see how people can lose their shit and go back crazy and fucking do something stupid. I can see how people could do that. You know, I can see how people can lose everything in their life and not care no more. I could see how that could happen very easily. But a lot of these things that are happening aren't because of that. Like a lot of these things are happening is because of mental illness. And what's causing all these people to be mentally ill? What's causing this huge uptick in mental illness and people wanting to resort to just mass murder? Like, you know what I mean? To solve their problems. Like what is bringing all this on all of a sudden? Because this isn't something that we used to see so common back in the day, right? You might hear something might happen, but like we're like literally, and listen, you know how many murders you have to be considered a serial killer? 3 or more. 3 or more bodies to be a serial killer, to be considered a serial killer. So let me ask you this: how many serial killers do you think we have in this world, in this country? And I'm not talking about men that went to combat and had to do what they had to do and, in combat. I'm talking about dudes that are out there just smoking people for sport. Like, I mean, serious question. How many mass murderers, how many serial killers do you think we have in our country? Just saying. Has it got to be a particular type? Interesting. I didn't know that. Thank you for letting me know that. So it has to be a certain MO. Yeah, bro. It's just the world's getting crazier and crazier, man. And it's not getting better, bro. And I'm not trying to like sit here and like, be all doom and gloom, but it's the reality of it. It's just we're living in some wild ass times and things are crazy, man. The only thing we can do is try and make the best out of our lives and just, make good decisions, man. It's all we can do. Hey, who's heard this dude Elijah Scott, man? The singer Elijah Scott. Who's heard this dude, man? He's got some good music, man. He's got some good music. This is his remake of I Got 5 on it. Dude, the house is a mess right now. Shit is in shambles. Hey guards, I hear you, brother. I've said it time and time again, man. If it wasn't for Leslie, I don't think I'd be here right now, bro. Her and my fur babies are the only thing keeping me grounded. Yeah. And that's just facts, bro. Yeah. I've pretty much lost everything that I hold dear, except for her and my fur babies and a selected few in my life. But that's it. So I can totally understand that, bro. Many times I woke up this last year just asking why. Right, guards? Bambi, what you doing, mama? I got a Bambi, I got a Raven, I got a Ruby, I got a Trigger, I got an Emby, I got a bearded dragon named Red, and a couple tarantulas, and some cute little chinchillas over there. But I'm just glad to be out of this house, man. $3,000 a month for this fucking house has been ridiculous. You know, and see, you know, I don't need to explain myself, but I just feel like giving a backstory for those that maybe don't understand. But I came home in 2010. 2019, me and Leslie moved here to Florida. Um, you know, I lost my grandmother in 2018, and after that, I decided let's try something different. So we decided to come out to Florida. I came out here with an opportunity. Unfortunately, things happened, and that opportunity fell through for reasons beyond any of our control. COVID happened, and things just, you know, went to shit as far as long distance moves and stuff like that. So it threw a damper in what we had going on. So I got back into the trades. When we moved here, the rent here was $1,600. $1,600 pre-COVID. You know, so it was a lot different, you know. And we came and got this 4-bedroom, 2-bath house because we wanted my son, when the possibility came, to be able to move here. We wanted my stepson to be able to move here, which he did. He moved here for a few years and went back to California. You know, we wanted Leslie's mom to be able to, you know, come out here when she wanted. And she did. She was here for a little while and didn't like it and moved back. You know, so we've tried to hang on to this house for the sake of just not moving, and for the sake of wanting, you know, my stepson and Anthony, you know, to have an opportunity to have a place to come back to if they needed to. Damien came out and, you know, decided he didn't want to stay out here. When he was out here, though, he worked with me the entire time and learned a lot of new things in the trades. And when he went back to California, it actually gave him a lot of tools that he needed to do what he's doing now. So that was a blessing. So that turned out to be a good thing. Obviously, we all know Anthony is no longer here with us. So me and Leslie need to do what we need to do for us now. And, you know, having this house has been a blessing, man. We've offered a lot of people, you know, opportunity to come here if they needed to. You know, and, you know, our last roommates, you know, we gave them an opportunity when they needed it, you know, and helped them out. So, I mean, in a way, it's been a blessing, but at the same time, man, you know, me and Leslie trying to, you know, carry all the weight of this house and everything else is insane. And I'm just glad we're out of here, man. All of our bills now are going to be equivalent to about $2,000 a month. All of them. All of them. Rent and everything. Whereas with this house and everything, we've been around $4,000 a month. With rent, phone bills, fucking the lights, the power in this motherfucker is like $250 a month. So I'm just excited to be getting out of here and getting to something cheaper and better, and a place that we can enjoy and actually, you know, afford and not be beyond our means and so forth. Oh yeah, more than that. I mean, when you got rent and then, you know, all the electricity is 300, the phone bill and the internet, that's like 400 together. So I mean, yeah, and then gas, food, all the fucking pet food. I mean, the list goes on. It's fucking, it never stops, right? So I mean, when you do the math, it was a lot monthly. And I'm just glad to be done with it, man. Really am. Glad to be getting out of here. I'm just excited. I don't want to say too much on here, but yeah, bro, Jordan, and nobody can sit here and say it's not true, because I've sent screenshots of motherfucking our rent to people, and motherfuckers know, man. You know, and to renew the lease, if we wanted to renew the lease, it was $2,800 plus the water and trash on top of that. You know what I mean? So that was the lease renewal offer we got this last time. And we were like, fuck you, man. We've been here since 2019. and you're still up in the rent even more. Like, get the fuck out of here. So yeah, man, we can't do it, man. You can hear an echo. Oh, from it being empty? Is it because it's empty in here? That's probably why. Yeah, there's no furniture really in here, yeah. And then get a load of this. So this is another thing, man. These people are dirty, man. Dirty ass people, man. Like, renting from a big company, like a big company, they don't give a fuck, man. They're dirty. So when we moved here, right, we paid first and last, and we paid deposit, right? So when we first moved here, we paid 1,600 on the first, 16 something on the first month, 16 something on the last month, and it was like a 2,000 and something dollar deposit, right, that we paid. Well, after we moved in, and a couple years later, we learned that they're not legally supposed to charge you first and last and a deposit. They're supposed to either charge you first and last, or first and a deposit. So when we got our rent bill for this last month of rent, it was still the full amount, 29 something. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why didn't they deduct the 1,600 from our last month's rent, right? So I call them, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, why are you charging us the full amount of rent when, you know what I mean? Like, talk to me here. And they said, well, we consolidated your last month's rent with your deposit, and now it shows your deposit is only $2,018. I'm like, excuse me? I'm like, our deposit was 2,000 and something dollars plus. You're saying you consolidated 1,600 to that, so we should be well into 3,000, almost $4,000. What are you talking about? And not only that, how can you do that without notifying us? How can you consolidate our money and move our money around without even letting us know? And you wait until the final month we're about to move out to tell us that we don't have our last month's rent? Like, what the fuck? So we ended up having to pay the full month's last month rent. We paid everything that we had to pay to get into the new place we're going to. And then we applied for a place prior to that. And when we applied, we told them we have to pay everything with a credit card. We're paying everything with a credit card. Everything's with a credit card. And we explained all that. And what did the lady do? We get approved. We pay the $500 fucking fee, the file and all that shit to get approved. We get approved. And she comes and tells us we have to have 3 cashier's checks. A lady, we told you everything had to be paid with a credit card. So what now? Well, guess what? That 500, bye. We lost that 500. So it's been a roller coaster, to say the least, man. But we've gotten through it. We got through it. It's almost done. Today will be the final day. So yeah, man. I'm just excited for new beginnings, man. Yeah, guards, Florida's nice, bro. I like Florida. I don't know if I want to retire here. I'm not sure that this is where I want to retire. I don't think this is going to be our forever place, for sure. But I don't know. It's just too hot. It's the humidity is brutal. There's no like real cold winters. It's just the weather is just, I don't know. People out here love the weather, man. Some people love it. I personally do not like it. The humidity sucks. But I know, babe. We are. We're doing it, honey. I was trying to find that one dude, man. Where did he go? Bambi's snoring. What time is it? What time is it, baby? All right, I got to start getting ready. I'm going to get off here in a little bit, man. I got about 15 more minutes, man. And I'm going to get off here. I got to start get going. But what's everybody been doing, man? How's everybody been doing, man? It's in the chat, man. How's everybody living, man? What's going on, man? There's somebody smoking with me this morning. What you smoking on, man? Yeah, this dude Elijah Scott can sing, man. Yeah, guards. Even that's changing, though, brother. The people is changing, bro. And I don't know if that's just everywhere right now. Like, you know what I mean? That's just a thing throughout our whole nation. But the people are changing too, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Everything's changing out here, man. I know what you mean, though, man. And things are getting different out here, man. Just in the years that I've been out here, man, I've seen a huge difference. And where we live at, huge change, man. Huge change, man. And I didn't know it until after we moved here, but I guess this city was like voted like one of the top 10 safest cities in America for like several years in a row or whatever. And I didn't even know that until after we moved here. But let me just say this, man. This motherfucker's getting crazy now, man. There's a lot of people moving here, a lot of changes, man, a lot of shit going on, man. Yeah, man. Blue Dream, man. Blue Dream, that's a sativa, though. So I've never been able to fuck with Blue Dream because it's a sativa. I can't do sativas, man. But Blue Dream's good. I think it's a sativa, isn't it? Or is it a hybrid? I'm not sure. Snowplow in the house. I'm not smoking cigarettes, sis, but I'm vaping. I'm vaping my nicotine. Jordan, man, it's good to see you, bro. Good to see you, man. Hey, Jordan, what you think about James channel over there, man? Excuse me on the tier. What do you think about it, bro? I was talking about it a little bit when I first started live. I don't know if you heard me. Yeah, we're getting a lot of Haitians, a lot of people from Haiti. We're getting a lot of people from different parts of Africa. We're getting a lot of different groups of people here, man. And you know, obviously, when people move somewhere, you're gonna stick with your people, man. You know what I mean? I mean, it's nature, right? It's what's safe, right? It's what feels safe to people, right? So, you know, you got people that are Haitian or whatever the case may be that move here. Obviously, they're gonna navigate and grow close to their own, because that's what feels comfortable. And you know, shit, just moving from fucking California to Florida like we did was a fucking change. So I could imagine coming from like another country to here. You know, obviously you're gonna try to seek out your own, right? And there's a lot of that going on. If you get what I'm saying, there's a lot of that going on. If you would politicking, you know, on the streets, there's a lot of that going on, and things are so expensive that you know, you got a lot of people just sharing homes. So you know, you'll have multiple people and families just in one house, and you'll see 7 or 8 cars parked in the driveway, you know what I mean? And it's how it's become. I think that's pretty much probably getting like that in a lot of places. Yeah, he's got a good channel, Jordan. If you guys haven't checked out, excuse me on the tier, please do. Dude's putting out some good content, and I think his channel is gonna go far. It's prison is a crazy thing, man, and gangs, all that shit, man, and I just pray that people can start to wake up and realize, man, that that's not the way to live, man. It doesn't get you anywhere. It doesn't. Somebody asked somebody about accolades, man. And it's like, was it 1090 Jake that they got an interview? So I was watching an interview with somebody, and somebody asked him about accolades. Like, fucking accolades? What do you mean, man? Like, there's nothing beneficial from prison that you can bring out with you that's going to help you unless you make those changes yourself, within yourself. They don't provide you any form of rehabilitation in most prisons. California, they just changed their name, a few years back to California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation because they got sued for overcrowding, and the federal court came down on them. There's no rehabilitation offered in there. You gotta, like the college that I took, we paid for the books. All of us together, I would buy Psychology 1, another guy would buy Psychology 2, and then we would take the courses and we would share the books, and so forth. All of us would get together and we'd all buy different books so we could all take different courses, right? So that was something we did. It wasn't the Department of Corrections that did it. We made that change, When I took my 2-year paralegal course, that was something that I paid for, that I did myself. They didn't do that. Anything you do in there as far as change, it's got to be brought upon yourself, man. And trying to learn how to be a man, that a functioning man in the free world while you're incarcerated is damn near impossible. Like, you're going to learn how to be a man and function in prison. But when you come home and you've never lived outside of those walls and you've never had those responsibilities, that's a whole new process that you got to learn. Like, they don't prepare you for that. They don't teach you how to save money. They don't teach you how to, pay bills. They don't teach you all the things that you need to, what you need to do when you get out. That shit is not taught to you. Those are things you got to figure out on your own. And it's sink or swim. They kick you out with $200 gate money and go get it, and that's it. So, excuse me on the tier where that name comes from. So when you would be in the shoe or the hole or even in a building on lockdown, whatever the case may be, and people are talking on the tier, right? Because that's the only way you can really talk, or, shooting kites back and forth on the line or whatever the case may be. So when you want to say something on the tier, you would always say, excuse me on the tier. You would never just start saying, hey, toker or whatever, you would say, excuse me on the tier. And that's, asking for respect so you could say something real quick and interrupt their conversation. So that's where that name comes from. Excuse me on the tier. And I thought that was a pretty catchy name, and anybody that's done time, especially in California, would know that. So I think he's going to go far, and I think, people might disagree with some of the people that he's had on there and interviewed, and hey, I get it, man. I get it. But it doesn't change the fact who those dudes were, where they were, where they had been, what they've done, and there's a lot to be learned, man. The Department of Corrections in California is changing a lot. And you have a lot of lifers in there that want to come home, that have been down for many, many years. And there's certain things that you have to do to be able to come home. That's the bottom line, man. And they want to see certain things and not see certain things. Um, and I think it's important that we have people that are getting out and that are sharing that information, that are helping people that are still in there understand what they need or what they have to do to be able to finally obtain their freedom. Um, and I just think there's a lot to be offered there, man. I think there's a lot to be, I think he's going to go far with his channel, and, I want to help in any way I can. Um, but me personally, I'm not going to be on you, man. This ain't going to be me. I've been at a lot. I've had some peace in my heart as of late, and I had to completely separate myself from YouTube, man, and take a long, hard, honest look at what the meaning of friendship is and reality, if you would. You get what I'm saying? Um, and that's just, it is what it is, you know. Um, but it's been eye-opening to me, and somebody that never has really had real friendships in his life, and was incarcerated in institutions most of my years. And, um, I've come to realize what friendship is, and what real friendship is. And I've just decided to cut a lot of fat and make a lot of changes, man. And again, I'll say it again. For anything that I've done, I apologize, man. For any part that I've played in any bullshit or drama, I apologize, man. I want to see everybody win, man. That was always my reason for even coming on here in the first place, is to hopefully help people navigate through this bullshit, man, and the changes that they have to go through when they get out, or whatever the case may be. Somewhere along the line, I got lost in politics and everything else, and it is what it is, man. And we see what that got me, right? I put stock and belief in somebody who I thought wasn't a politician, who I thought was a businessman, who I thought would come into this country and really make some amazing change. And man, I feel like I've been slapped in the face. And I've come to realize that they're all the same, man. All these politicians are the same. They're all the fucking same, man. They're all bought and paid for by the same people, allegedly. Our greatest fucking ally controls a lot in this country, a lot more than I think anybody even realizes. They've done control a lot in this country for a long time. If anybody does their research on our greatest ally and why they were ran out of so many different countries throughout history, it's because they would always try to obtain control of financial entities and everything else. And obviously that's a threat to a country or to people. And that's why they were pretty much ran out of every country throughout history. Just saying. I thought it was quite fitting when our greatest allies president was asked if they would send boots on the ground or if it would just be America, how he skirted around that question. They have never sent men to battle with us. You can ask Iraq war veterans, Afghanistan war veterans that have been out there and been in the shit of things, and they'll tell you that they weren't around. Which I find is our greatest ally, but they're not even on the ground with us. That don't even make sense to me. It don't make no sense to me. So I don't know. I just I think we've been lied to, and I think all these politicians, man, in one way or another, have all their own agendas and their own little fucking shit. They're all getting rich off the backs of us, we've seen all the disgusting spending and everything that's been done with our tax dollars. I mean, with money that we can't even, most of us couldn't even, I mean, dream of. I mean, insane amounts of money that have been spent on. So, anyways, man, like, you know, a lot has become reality to me, and I've learned a lot over these years, man, of being home and free and living in this world. Um, and these last years have been very educating, man, as to all the things that we've been lied to about and just everything. And yeah, man, if you're not looking at life a lot differently now and, you know, making changes within self and adapting, I don't know, man, because it was something that I've had to do, adapt and a lot of change in a short period of time, man. Yeah, guards, and that's just the internet nowadays, bro. It's disgusting, man. 50? Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me. You know, it's all, that's all a big old monopoly too, man. I'm not saying people don't deserve to go to jail and prison and shit. And people, I'm not saying there aren't people out there that are evil and, that deserve to be locked up. But, there are people that make mistakes in life and go in there and come home and, it's made to be a revolving door. It's job security is what it is. But guards, yeah, no, I hear you, brother, and that's just the internet, man. The internet is just a nasty place, bro. It's disgusting. And again, I played part in even going back and forth and bullshit and stuff here and there. And like I said, I apologize for any part I had in it. I just it's the internet has become an insane place, man, and it's toxic for sure. And again, it's not just this little genre or subculture or whatever of the internet. It's all over. Like I watch Triple T and country, the whole country rap scene, and you see the same type of behavior and stuff happen over there. You know, sometimes worse. The true crime genre, man, you see all kinds of wild shit over there. People suing each other left and right, all kinds of shit. So I mean, it's not just it's the internet period. But I'll say this much: when I started in 2019 on here, it wasn't like this. It wasn't like this at all. At least from my experience, it wasn't. And for most people that I've talked to on here that have been around for a while in this genre, anyways, or the prison genre, or whatever you want to call it, feel the same way. Like it wasn't like this back then. Like motherfuckers just were happy to be free and happy to be chilling and vibing and and just it was a whole different environment, man. And then somewhere along the line, man, I don't know what happened, but shit just got weird. Hey, I appreciate that, Jordan. And we'll see what happens, like, I mean, I got all my equipment and everything, it's not like, I have an office at the new place that we're going to and all that. So, I mean, it's not like, and believe me, there's still a part of my heart that wants to, I got to do it in a way that, if I do it, I got to do it in a way that I'm comfortable with. You know, and the main thing, I'll be honest with you, is just not even to do lives really anymore. Lives is not where it's at, you know. Usually people that do lives, man, you're gonna experience drama, you're gonna experience a lot of hate and bullshit in the chat. And honestly, man, lives don't make you a whole lot of money, man. As far as like, lives don't make you a whole lot of money. You can go, so you're either green, yellow, or red when it comes to your monetization. And usually, man, when you do a live, if you share anything or you bring anybody else's page up or anything like that during that live, or any type of music is played or anything during that live, you're going to go into the yellow or the red. The only way you're going to stay in the green is if you're totally just doing you and your content and stuff. You know what I mean? Lives are very tricky, and honestly, lives are where most of the drama is at, you know. So if I do come back, lives are not going to be something I'm going to be doing very often. If I do come back, like you said, Jordan, it'll be long form videos. There's definitely some interviews that I've been wanting to do. My old Celly Paul has been wanting to do some stuff, and so there's some things that I want to do. I definitely think I want to tap in with Excuse Me on the Tier and James and start, possibly working with him, and talking to him about doing some things. And it's just lately I've had just more pressing things on my mind and my life, and just that's what I've been focused on, man. Yeah, bro. And it's not a lot of money. Like people think, man, like people on here make a shit ton of money. And people like JD LeLay and Mr. Beast and those types of people, I'm sure they make a shit ton of money, man. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they make a shit ton of money. But most of the smaller channels, man, they don't make money like that. I think it's for every 1,000 views. I can't even remember how much it is. Like, it's a very small amount for the amount of views. And everything's different. Shorts, the money is paid differently. Long form, the money's paid differently. Lives, the money's paid differently. Everything's different as far as the different type of content you make. So. But yeah, I mean, it takes a lot of views and a lot of subscribers, and mostly views is what it takes to make some good money. You got to have those views. But then YouTube's never been about money for me, man. If it was, then I would have done things way differently. Way differently. If YouTube was just all about money to me, I would have done things way differently. Obviously, it's not about money to me, because if it was, yeah, Jordan, I might do that because I have a lot of lives and panels that we've done that I have so much stuff on private. And a lot of it was put on private out of respect when all this type of shit started happening on here. I didn't want other people to get harassed, and fucked with. So I took a lot of shit down and put it on private. I haven't deleted anything. Everything that I've done is on private. Everything I've ever done is on private. So, if it's not public, it's on private. So I still have everything I've ever done. But I think I might go through and take a lot of these panels that we've done and cut them up and make them into long form videos, because there's some panels that we've done, even with like Forging on there. Like me and Forging did a couple panels that were really good. Shit, man, I did one with Progressive Patriot on that one guy that did the Kermit the Frog gig on Omegle with the kids. That's another one that I might, bring back out and edit and stuff. And I got all kinds of stuff in there, man, that I want to, a lot of positive stuff too, man. Some of those panels, man, we did were awesome. We did one on, is it racist to be proud of your heritage? That was a good one. That's something that can be broken up into, long form and 20, 15, 20-minute segments and, monetize and all that. So, I'm probably going to do a lot of that, but it's just not my priority right now, bro. I got so much other shit going on. It's just not, I don't have the time for it right now. Yeah, and not being monetized does keep attention off your channel, guards, for sure. Like Breaking Fetters ain't monetized, and I would use that channel to do certain stuff on and stuff that I didn't want to do on my monetized channel. So yeah, definitely not being monetized does take eyes off of your channel. Well, listen, man, I'm going to jump off of here. I got a lot of shit to do today, man. We got to get this done. But I just wanted to come on here and say what's up, man, and let you all know, man, your brother's good, man. I'm chilling, doing my thing, man. And yeah, we're out of here, man. It's going to be a great thing. And we're both excited and just ready to go, man. It's been quite a journey. And a lot of stuff has happened since we've been in this house, man. And I don't know. It's just, we've lost 3 animals, 3 fur babies since we've been here. Anthony, lost his life since we've been in this house. There's just some memories here that I'm ready to erase and leave behind. And not only that, just the ability to be able to save and not have to spend so much, man. It's going to be a blessing. So, yeah, man. But I just wanted to come on and say what's up, man. All love to everybody, man. And stay pushing, man. Try to keep it positive, man. Because the negativity, man, ain't going to get you nowhere. Hey, much love, man. Take care, everybody.